Yeah. Shot that man in the head from all the way down here, bro. Sniper from all the way down here.
That was a kind of crazy shot, man.
Yeah, I hit him twice already, her. I knocked him down twice, but this time I got him before he jumped down. They're coming. They're right under me. They're here.
They're on the. Yeah. They're in the plane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let them come, bro. Yeah, let them come, bro.
They were hiding from me, bro.
Oh, okay. Let them come, bro. They're gonna get. Watch it. Let them come. I got all this booby trapped. Grenades everywhere. Whoa! This guy came out of nowhere. These people. That's it. Third belief. Third party, fourth party. There's a whole bunch of them in here. They're everywhere here. I'm a dip, you heard? I already sniped. I sniped by like 4 or 5 people. I killed them. And now they want to come over here and hunt me, man. Look, there's 2 of them right here. They think they slick, dog. They're camping over here already, y'all. Look, if you can work your way over here. I'm coming to you now.
Alright, your squad's in the safe zone.
But I'm just clapping people over here, bro.
I'm coming to you now.
Alright.
Oh yeah, we're gonna kill all them motherfuckers.
So I just worked the squad.
Nice. I'll put a claim right here. I'm here with you already. Good shit.
Your loadout's out there, but if you want, you can have this loadout.
Nah, I'm good. I get this my loadout over here. I get the same gun. I'm good. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Ah man, everybody got mad. I knocked down like 2 people from different. They came over. Be careful. Oh, where's that at? In front of you?
I don't know. I just got shot from somewhere.
Get inside the building. Come on. Anyway, it's time to go. One building.
Get to the safe zone.
It's not.
Be careful. Going up. Claymore grenades, everything. Smoke grenade. 3, 2, 1. On me.
But I just saw lasers from everywhere, bro.
Where that? If you want, come on me real quick.
9 left. Keep the pressure on.
Oh, they're in the street. Ah, okay. Got him. He gone. He gone. Shit in the roof. Okay, I got you, bitch. Be careful, they're in the roof. And I think there's some behind us. This way? Yeah, we got one over there. I'm gonna get cover here. This building's here. The chair. I sniped the shit out of that one, boy. Got me a kill.
Move to the safe zone.
Now we're good. We got these bushes covering us.
Be advised, enemies deployed a buy station.
Uh-oh, right there. Be careful. Yeah, they're near this. Right on you! Be careful, pull back a little bit, yeah. Oh, be careful. Nah, we're in the open. Gonna go nowhere. Damn. Good game. I'll play one more if you want. Damn it. Almost had it. Okay, they had the good spots. We didn't get the good spots. Damn it.
Hey, Patriots. Well,
zone. Use an engagement assist. Weapons free on all threats.
Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight. Goddamn near. Fuck that landing. Supply boat is on the way. Hostiles deploy the mosquito. Located the rest of them. Enemies dropping into the AO. Hostile mosquito is online. It's all on you. Stay alive so your squad can redeploy. You've got reinforcements inbound. Hostiles. Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Go get hunting. Hostile mosquito is online. Enemy soldier incoming. Hostile mosquito is online. Enemy movement. All squad members are in the safe zone. Cancel it.
Moving to my mark.
Gone. Good game, bro. Good game.
Reason that their strategy broke. It is now broken and they must fix it.
Andrea, I think they've got to double down on doing more interviews and serious interviews, because what I'm hearing from Democratic and Republican business people and a lot of men, and she's got such a big problem with men. I think there's an undercount of the Trump vote. I think there is misogynation in all of this, black and white men. Big problem, but also the business world. They don't think she is serious. They don't think she's a heavy.
Most black coffee has 2 ingredients you want, water and coffee beans. But they also have over...
Welcome into... I want to tell you, right off the top, we got a bunch of stuff we're going to hit. So far, it's just neighbors helping neighbors. It's inexcusable. All. 6-figure salary, loves kids, has multiple kids, appears to love his wife, has a great job.
Well, now they're just saying the quiet part right out loud. A Democrat-backed massive crackdown on social media in which the words they are using is literal. They want literally
total control. They want to get rid of 230 radio stations. These niggas, yeah, the Soros bought it. Soros bought like 200 some stations, radio stations, news, press, radio stations. What do you think?
YouTube,
Soros. Soros, I don't know what the fuck his name is. Soros. That's all I know. They got money.
3-letter agents working at it. Now, by the way, I don't know why Hillary Clinton
Trillions.
is having any opinion on this, as she's not involved in any official capacity in politics, but they accidentally spilled the beans about total control over the internet.
Bro, why would you do that? Like, so you're the one that are saying that what's right and what's wrong. You're the one that's buying all the channels because you want all of us to think like you.
You're gonna need it.
Do you see something? You see something wrong here, people?
Account available just to post content. Rumble, YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. These are platforms. It does not protect publishers, which would be the New York Times, the Washington Post, or places Democrats. So attacking Section 230 might be the dumbest thing Hillary Clinton has ever done. Former Secretary of State and current demonic loser said Saturday that social media companies must be when it comes to address. You also get. Is it really a surprise? You know, is it really a surprise? You will never meet a more mercenary and destructive public figure in your lifetime. She hates you. She hates all of you.
This bitch is actually staying out there.
Use this time for some target practice. Real things coming soon. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy soldier incoming.
What's up, teammate? What's up, teammate? What's up, teammate? Shit. Well, I can't see them, the smoke. Yeah, they're right under me. There's another team here, they're getting hit. Yo, what the hell? Yeah. Don't kill me, I'm on myself. I'm gonna come back, kill everybody in this bitch. Alright, remember in the next life. Good game, good game. And they were everywhere. Alright, let's see if we can get a win.
steaming out.
Requesting counter.
Enemy soldier incoming. Being tracked by an enemy soldier.
Bro, he's fixing his teammate up. He's. Look, just come over here. There's a lot of people in that roof. Fuck it. Let's glide over here, I guess. Fuck it, I'll go with you. There's one right here under you. Right here, right under you. And there's one behind you, behind you, behind you. Bro, there's one right behind you. He glided by like 4 feet over you, dude. Holy shit, that shit was funny, man. The guy literally flew like 20 feet on top of you. Need plaques? Yeah, I got plaques. I got plaques here. Ah, shit, only got one. Yeah, I got plaques here. Hola. Mira, aquí tengo placa.
No plaques. No,
Aquí tengo placa. Aquí tengo una placa aquí.
Perfecto. Gracias.
Nada, dale, entra, que ahí viene el avión. Ahorita tú estabas arriba del techo y voló uno como a 4 pies arriba de ti, papá.
Vale, voy con un lag terrible, tío.
Yo sí, damn.
Sí, tío, voy con un lag terrible, Buah.
Cuidado.
Joder, tío.
I'm getting un bunker buster. Oh shit.
No, una bala, loco. Pégale, está una bala. Voy con mucho lag. Voy con mucho lag, tío.
A lot of lag.
Me too. I think I'll do a little humor with Howard Stern and Stephen Colbert, and then I'll go on The View. None of it makes sense. The woman is risk averse to the media, and this isn't a media blitz. They call it a media blitz. She still avoided most of the media, as Andrea Mitchell said. And instead of taking the opportunity to say, America, I hear you're worried about the FEMA money. I'm going to get out there and make sure you get that money. But I think that if she needs to be transactional, if she needs to get something out of it, be transactional. A podcast. She said one of the best ways to communicate with people is to be real. So then, why Deputy lied when he's his false sense of who he is? The question that American people are asking right now, and now the real side of urging her to take long form interviews, to do a press conference. We wanted more debates. At least I wanted more debates. I think everyone around the table might have, at least at some point. And she has decided.
Bro, look how bad she is. They don't have no debate. I want debate. That's how bad she is. One debate
I wish both of them would do
for president for 4 years. One debate.
would sit not only with 60 Minutes. I wish President Trump would sit with them as well. I wish he'd sit with more and take some of the questions, even tougher questions than she faced in some of the settings that she's been in. He's making, he believes his closing strategy is, I'm going to excite and energize those who are going to vote for me, and we are going to the strategy. Jesse, at least for days that
usually do these soft interviews balanced off with hard interviews to get to know the candidate in a different way, not the only way.
Yes, I'm having a hard time differentiating or understanding convention Kamala and conventional Kamala. So convention Kamala, she has this amazing convention. Everybody's for her. They're all excited. The Democrats are like all in. She's got all the celebrities. She's got all the support. She's got the Obamas there. Everybody's excited. And then she went away for 4 days. You never saw her. And ever since then, it's sort of been like, why did you sit on that inspiration and that moment and just let it fizzle? So now, pretty much, people make fun of it, saying any question they get, like, well, first of all, I was raised in a middle-class family. I don't think that more laughter is what's needed right now. Do you think that if you're a woman running, you have to punch above your weight? And this is not punching above your weight. This is going to places where you think you're going to be safe. Now, I can imagine on November 6th saying either that was a brilliant strategy in retrospect, or that's the reason she lost. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to turn out. I do remember when Obama did Between Two Ferns, and it was a new show, and I'm like, what in the world is that? Why is he doing that? But there was a part of me that thought, what do they know that we don't know? Like, is this going to actually work for them? I also want to say one other thing about that Andrea Mitchell point. She was saying, it's just the other way of saying it. She was trying to be nice. She says it's because of gender, but really it's because people don't take you seriously. In one of the 60 Minutes clips, Phil Whitaker's pressing her on how she's going to pay for all the spending. And she's going on and on and on, and then he cuts her off. He says, no, but that was my question. How are you going to pay for it? And she goes back around, pay your fair share, anything. And he says again, but we're dealing with the family. So I shifted tonight because I do think he pressed her a little bit, and that wasn't maybe the softest interview, and she knew it wasn't going to be. But there's convention and conventional and I know that's been a
Go to conventional Brenda Feldman.
Thank you. You know, while she was doing Call Her Daddy, her husband was doing Call Your Nanny. They didn't report that. This is not so much a strategy as it is, it feels like a commiseration, you know, getting together with the girls after a bad breakup. You know, that's Call Her Daddy, Colbert, Stern, all who castrated themselves on the altar of wokeness. She's like a therapy hot potato. Everybody's passing her around because they don't know what to do. And it's like the people in charge have left the building, or they've left her the month. It's like they're asking neighbors to water the plants, and she's the plant. They don't know what to do with her because it's not working out. She can't read prompters. She can't think for herself. She's not bad. She's pathetic. And when you look at men, what men are thinking, and young people who are voting for Trump, I think the mistake the Dems made was painting Trump as dangerous. Because when your choice is pathetic, you know, we're going to go dangerous every time. Like, would you rather be the 1976 Oakland Raiders Herald or the 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Said those rebellion. It's time to let
Lately, I have learned some car accident injury victims have been getting below value settlement offers from insurance companies.
Without Congress coming back. The Congress does have to come back to approve money to send to people in North Carolina. Glad that was.
Here's what I'm going to be very clear about. The president and the vice president has had a robust whole of government response to this. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I said it at the top, more than $200 million that we have directly put towards survivors here for disaster help. And that's because of this president's commitment to make sure that we are there for communities that are in need.
Calling some privilege because of their white skin is judging someone by the color of their skin. You're judging, so that is racist.
Let me get a better video. Hold on. Let me get a better video for you guys.
White House, Peter Doocy is asking questions of Karine Jean-Pierre. Let's listen to him, who were wrongfully detained and held hostage.
This guy flew me to Miami for like second date, and he posted it on like he left. I have no idea why, and I really sound like
Bye, bro, this fucking game.
I don't know why he left or when he left or he drove, but whatever. We're gonna call him Michael for the purpose of the story. So yesterday, Michael was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get lunch with my sister really quickly. I haven't seen her in 2 years. I'll be back here." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Just let her know as far as lunch reservations at 1:30." He was like, "Yeah, I'll be back before that." So I went to the pool, minded my business, so that so at 1:10, I was like, "Hey, where are you? Like, don't forget about lunch." No answer. And then at 1:20, I said, "Where are you? Like, are you picking me up for lunch?" Because he has to car here. Like, he drove a couple hours away from Tampa. And I was like, "Hey, like."
Entonces me metí para Battle Royale.
Then I started getting really frustrated, and I just said something like, "Hey, this is so disrespectful to me and my time." And like, and he's like, "Hey, sorry to be non-responsive. I just found out some devastating news." Blah 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 blah. Hey, I'm very caring person. I think that's the word. But I'm a very trusting person, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, like something to this something so happens." Restoration too, and like this is before he told me he had this quote devastating incident, and so room service was sleeping at sleeping at the evening, and I was like, okay, like this is at 3:30, I think. I was like, you need to come in, and they made the bed and they took it out, and so obviously they cleaned the shower too, which is and I think this is still before I knew what happened. Actually, I think I knew that there was this book devastating event, and so then I went around and I opened the corner and I realized his stuff's not there. I was like, did he come get his stuff while I was taking a nap? Like, that is so disrespectful. And there is the possibility that he easily got it while I was at the pool and he was supposed to be home by noon and like all of that. That could have possibly been when he got it, but I don't know because we're both very clean when we travel, so our stuff is like very packed, almost just like somebody's bedroom. But if he did get it while napping, that's disrespectful. And I noticed this that was laying there. I was like, did he get his stuff and then shower? Because housekeeping would have cleaned it up yesterday if he had showered before they came. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that would be so disrespectful. It's like, were you sleeping through all of this? I was like, yeah, I would think. So not quite sure what's happening right now. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna go run up some room service.
Yeah, this is one of those things here.
Sure.
Anyway,
here's the first meant name. Pissed off and left while sleeping. And you know what? I'm a fasting person, so I'm feeling bad for this guy. He was like, eating dinner was the last thing on my mind. First of all, it's lunch. But, it's okay. I'm gonna stay out there. I don't know where he was, wherever he was supposed to be with his sister. And I was like, if so, like, I'll see you tomorrow. Feel better. Like, yeah, I'll be out of here. But I just want me to come with you, because, God, he's such a nice person. So, no, whatever. So, and then yesterday I asked, is everything going to be okay with you? And he said, I'll be fine. And that's the last we talked. And you plan on reaching out towards like the end of the week because I'm not going to, like, I'm not a desperate thing. I'm not going to seem like a desperate thing. And I wanted to, like, but I don't know by the end of the week week, then we will be figuring this out one way or another. Like, just do the date vacation and spring vacation.
Yeah. What the fuck is this, man?
Didn't say hi. There's a second date. And for people saying like, oh, like this is on vacation second date, I have a couple responses to that. One, if men take you to Arby's, just say no. Two, as long as you're in a position where actually the decision making that you were able to meet the situation if needed, be so being financially able to get your own hotel if needed, financially able to get your own Uber if needed, then vacations for dates aren't really that bad of an idea. Like, you really get to know somebody on vacation, and they're finding you out, like, go do it, girl. Like, what?
But that was dirt. How he did it. He was communicating, but he's probably skated off with another chick. And the fact that you decided to run the tab up, some ladies say, go for it, girl. You go, girl. But in terms of flying out and stuff like that, a lot of ladies always have something to say. You flying out to meet a stranger? You can get to a lot of time. And a lot of you, like she said, you know, Arby's or some local places, and if you can't afford to fly, you have some places. So that's just how it is. If you can't afford it, a lot of dudes say you simping for flying women out. Hey, man, you got the money. Hey, it's all what's within your budget and what it is you're trying to do. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this video. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen.
In a peaceful, professional, solemn event goes on without it.
And it will never break.
Ended his life. A massive crowd gathering to cheer on a former president and remember the life of Cory Cooperatore. To the immigration chart that saved his life.
Oh, you love Pennsylvania, and as I was saying,
Yes, I was saying.
I love that.
Sharp.
On this very ground, a cold-blooded assassin aimed to silence me and to silence the greatest movement, MAGA, in the history of our country. He did not stop our movement. He did not break out our spirit. He did not shake our unyielding resolve to save America. I will never quit. I will never bend. I will never break. I will never yield. Not even in the face of death.
Maybe you work hard, I work hard. We pay our bills, take care of our family. That's it. Anybody touches our kids, our baby, do that, we kill them. That's it.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment.
That's the First Amendment.
Everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register.
Is it brilliant from a campaign?
It generated event, and it's a symbolic refusal to lay down in the face. You better not reelect Trump. You're worried about Trump support. And whether it was not possible before. And his return to Butler is symbolic of how Harris and Biden have run the country. They have failed to protect their opponent. They've failed to protect the border, our streets, our allies, the dollar. And him coming back and surviving and fighting hopefully forces America coming back and continued to fight. Now, Elon Musk didn't endorse officially Donald Trump until right after Donald Trump popped up and said, fight, fight, fight. He tweeted it out, and for a lot of other people, at that moment, when he stood up and said that, it clicked for them too. Because many Americans asked the question, what are they trying to
What the fuck is wrong with me?
His entire candidacy is an indictment upon the system. The system's corrupt, it's secretive, it's incompetent, it's authoritarian, and Elon Musk is a forward thinker. And he can see that this election is not just about Donald Trump. It's about the future of the country. Can this country guarantee free speech, the right to bear arms, freedom of association, free enterprise? Can it guarantee our own sovereignty? And he's put a lot of his reputation on the line for this election because Trump loses. Kamala Harris is going to come after him and come after him hard. So for many reasons, this is an important election. And
There's a lot at stake.
Judge, the crowd was massive, and they would have crawled over broken glass to be there. So what does that give you a sense of how things might go in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yeah, I broke this segment down into 4 parts. The first, the personal part. The fact that Donald Trump made it a point to bring Corey Comparatori back and the 2 other victims who were shot. And he recognized the individuals. He stopped the speech at 6:11, which was the time he got shot. And, you know, the bells tolled. And then Chris
What he
Fontaine
did?
comes out and sings out.
He couldn't find his phone.
That what you get? He always take his phone outside and put it down.
Somebody's upstairs
He
in the
said when
ground
he
house.
came in from school, he had his phone.
One in the greenhouse.
Eliminate the enemy. Leave none alive.
Go find your phone.
Probably be coming down the waterfall or something. One in front of the brown house. On the ridge. Target on the ridge.
And this motherfucker here, boy, 55 and 28. What the fuck? I ain't never seen nobody shoot out that window. This out the back window, man. Alright, let me get rid of that. Oh! Hey, bro, still in there.
In the boathouse, they get shot in the back from the boathouse. I opened at the brown house window, man. Target is there. And he not coming in and just pick that package up.
Oh, bitch. Yeah, I got your ass. Finally, boy.
He low down.
You shaking?
Is that our third package? I'm here, right side of the house. Flashlight, right side of the house. Brown house. That side of the house, the ridge, the motherfuckers on the ridge, man.
Alright.
Big dumbass, Matt.
They're coming from back to,
1 minute remaining.
I bet you coming to y'all.
Fuck you, bitch.
Coming to do coming the boathouse area.
alright. Good. Good.
Good one.
Yeah, he on the steps of the boathouse, man. I was by
Sorry, teammate.
Hey.
10 seconds remaining.
know how to step all those shit.
Yeah, they cheating, man.
What's
Down
up,
when you
Wizard?
get over 20.
It's
What's
Clear,
going
man.
on, bro?
Doing all right? That was me,
Nah,
man.
how you
I was
doing,
like, man,
bro?
he's murking me after I kill him.
How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. I'll shoot you a friend
Yes,
request.
sir.
It's
Yeah,
been a
man,
minute.
send it to me, bro. Yeah,
All right.
for sure, bro.
Man
Well,
down. I
man,
hope you
Dan
don't know
didn't have
that
his
dude. He's
fucking
a
cheats on that
hacker.
time. He didn't have
Oh,
his cheats.
yeah.
I didn't even have the I didn't even have the headphones. I was on the phone. I had took these motherfuckers off. They was around my neck.
Mo got banned.
No, I ain't banned. I'm still on the phone now. I just happened to put these motherfuckers on and hear her saying something about me. That's why I was like, hold up, wait. I'm here. I was on the phone.
Goddamn, Mo got banned.
We have taken the lead. Hardcore team deathmatch. Engage and destroy the enemy. All of them.
Let's clean the field of these a-holes. Right after I clean myself. You're pretty athletic.
Who is this? Hey. What do you mean?
Time's over. Now you deploy to the war zone.
I said, I'm just kidding. You said that. You said that. That was just a little What? No. No, I did. Fuck.
Can't you see? Honey, you are for me now.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Beautiful death.
All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment.
We got the green light. We're going to the war zone. Grab your gear and shoot. We're up in 3. We're cleared hot on all threats. Watch your ass down there.
Resurgence. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets and bring them back faster. Set a drop point for your squad, soldier. You're being tracked by an enemy squad. Evade and survive.
Moving here. Scratch that.
deployed a counter UAV.
Moving. Mortar support incoming.
Copy that. Mortar strike inbound.
Heads up. Aerial recon's back for another sweep. Aerial recon's gonna pass right over you. Relocate. Toronto.
Bombs on deployed.
Hostile Guardian has been deployed. Enemy streak ended by your efforts. Got gas moving in. No effect on target.
Moving here.
Get to the safe zone.
Enemy movement.
Hostile Guardian is active.
Enemy movement in the AO.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced. You're in the top 10. Keep knocking them out.
Enemy mark. Moving to my mark. Enemy movement.
Five squads still operational in the AO. Resurgence window is ending. Watch your six. Gas is closing in.
Enemy movement. Enemy movement.
Move to the safe zone.
Get up.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Fire sale's over. Adjusting prices.
Deploying butterflies.
Soldier, stay sharp. your bang. Got 4 remaining. Stay sharp.
Moving here.
Resurgence is no longer active. It's for keeps. You're losing ground. Move it.
Buy station right here. Little's here. I'm hit. Moving to my mark.
Aquí. Oh.
What the fuck all you're doing is camping, dog. Bunch of fucking maricones, bro. Look at that, bro. Just camping, throwing claymores everywhere. What's up, bitch ass nigga? Good luck, teammate.
3 squads in the war zone. Stay alert. Gas is
There's 2 of them camping back there. Yeah, in those buildings back there. Don't shoot, don't shoot. It's high.
Greg on this. I'm gonna see the movie. I love Joaquin Phoenix, so I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but the Rotten Tomatoes gave it 33.
Rotten Tomatoes didn't like Beverly Hills Cop 4 either, and I like
All right. One more thing is up next. The first
Interesting fact. Thank you, Greg. No problem.
that's just for civilly and criminally. She wants more than that. She wants to be able to shut down the platform and be able to control, if not shut down, control what they post. And we experienced it. There is no filter, no.
So, where should we start? Alabama. We gotta start with Alabama.
What are you and FEMA doing to prioritize equity when it comes to disaster recovery?
This is something that I think about every day, and this was one of my priorities when I first came into the agency to serve in this role as FEMA administrator.
What has happened to our commission on the premise of arbitrary
No,
characteristics
I'm back.
that we have no control over, like your gender, the color and skin tone that you possess, ethnicity, your background, your religion, your sexual orientation, and the like? What happened? How did we allow this contagion, this parasitic idea? TEI didn't earn it. Single facet of society, both public and private. I've talked about this so many times on my channels. I used to teach at some of the most prestigious universities in our nation, in the world. And I'm telling you right now, I guarantee
It's official for how long?
teacher or student, let me know in the comments. Please confirm for me. I'm not just making this stuff up. I got emails. I got
Just impassionate.
every single day. Conferences, events, trainings, emails, messages, you name it. All in the name of equity, all in the name of diversity, all in the
The
name
drummer?
of inclusion.
Anyway, we did wind up having sex.
Equates to discrimination. It literally is promulgating on the idea of not.
Man, it's not going up there. My friends at school told me all about that for years.
The intention, it's based on discrimination. Literally, it's based on discrimination. There is no inclusion.
That moment of peril took place in Bridgeton, New Jersey.
Oh, God.
And we got a contact. I called to get a comment from the horse, and all he said is, "In your face, Harold."
In your face.
So, anybody know this pygmy hippopotamus called Mudang?
Yeah.
Well, Kennedy knows about the hippopotamus, and she was in a costume contest this weekend, Halloween. She got robbed.
What?
She's the only one who dressed up, and I want to give her a shout out right here. She took her French bulldog and made him into Mudang, and they should have won, so they win here on One More Thing.
Oh, I thought she actually got robbed.
Also, Stephen Law on Karina One Politics. We talk about all about the election. If you care about Senate races, you got to pay attention to this podcast.
Real quick, Carol, New Yorkers got together as a part of a massive potluck with tables that stretch out all across 21st Street between 9th and 10th. They want to do this across the Brooklyn Bridge to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the country. God bless. God bless.
Very nice.
That's it for us. Have a good one.
Hey, Jesse, thank you. Good show.
Yep.
Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. We're following two major stories tonight. The world is marking 1 year since Hamas terrorists launched a massive attack on Israel. It has been called that country's 9/11. 1 year later, we look back. We have live team coverage and an interview with Israel's ambassador to the U.S. But we begin with hurricane season in full and possibly devastating swing. We are tracking Hurricane Milton at this hour. Now, a massive Category 5 storm heading for Florida. Meanwhile, the effects of Hurricane Helene still crippling parts of North Carolina. We have an exclusive ride-along aboard a Black Hawk helicopter in search, rescue, and recovery efforts. And we will talk with the administrator of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, about criticism of her organization's response and what lies ahead. First, residents along the Florida Gulf Coast preparing for what could be the strongest Atlantic Basin hurricane in 5 years. Hurricane Milton is already packing 170 miles per hour winds. That makes it the fourth strongest hurricane already on record in the Atlantic in terms of wind speed. We'll have a live report from one of the areas being evacuated a bit later. But we begin with Fox News meteorologist Adam Klotz at the Fox Weather Center in New York for Milton's track. Good evening, Adam.
Hey, good evening, Brett. This is a storm that's hard to keep up with because it has been intensifying so quickly. Winds actually now up to 180 miles an hour. Every single time we look at this, it's a little bit stronger. This eye wall is so well defined. Whenever you see something that looks like this, you know you're dealing with a really powerful storm. Just yesterday morning, 50-mile-an-hour winds. That's how quickly this is intensified. Really a rapidly intensifying storm that is going to cause major damage. Now, here's your forecast track. One of the things you'll notice as we get closer to that landfall, which we're now looking at late on Wednesday into early on Thursday morning, is it does weaken a little bit. It weakens with the winds down to 125 miles an hour. That is still a major strong storm. So that's not something to think that, oh, this is super, super good news. Now, yes, you do want a little bit less wind speed, but when winds slow down on a storm like this, that was once so large, it typically gets a little bit larger. It is going to double in size, so that means it's going to impact more people, and that's a bigger storm that can push water up along the coast. And storm surge is going to be one of the major stories with this. We've just got this most recent update here in the last hour, and we're now looking at a storm surge forecast that's up to 15 feet in Tampa Bay. This is the highest forecast they've ever seen. 10 feet getting down towards Fort Myers, over towards Boca Raton or Boca Grande. Just last storm in Helene, we saw storm surges of closer to 7 feet. This is going to be a huge story. Storm surge is going to be a major component of it, Brett. Certainly something we're watching, and it makes a huge difference where ultimately the storm makes landfall. That's going to matter a lot, too.
Yeah, it's that area with that kind of surge. That's a big deal. Adam, thank you. Breaking tonight, we take you on an exclusive ride in a Black Hawk helicopter working as part of the relief efforts in North Carolina. As much of the Southeast prepares, as you heard, for Hurricane Milton, the devastation from Helene is still an ongoing disaster with far-reaching scope into the mountain communities of North Carolina. Correspondent Griff Jenkins is there tonight with the latest. Good evening, Griff.
Good evening, Brett. And communities like the one here in Swannanoa are still reeling 10 days later. Homes and businesses were ripped from their foundations. Cars like this still buried under the rubble. Some people even still unaccounted for. And the river here behind me, Brett, crested more than 25 feet and left a path of destruction in its wake.
The people of Western North Carolina will recover from this storm.
North Carolina's governor reassuring victims of the once-in-a-lifetime storm that help is coming. But for many, it hasn't yet.
Now we gotta wait for FEMA to see what's up, because like we didn't think that this place would ever get a hurricane.
Brandon's parents were trapped inside their business as the storm wreaked havoc.
I tried to call the police. They couldn't do anything.
Among the first to respond, private organizations, volunteers, and neighbors. Correspondent Madison Scarpino is seeing that response growing.
More than a week after Helene made landfall, the only way to get to some of these hard-hit communities is by air. Between helicopters taking off and private planes landing, this small airport in Banner Elk has become a hub of activity for volunteers. They're dropping off key supplies to people cut off from the outside, and organizers say they'll continue to do this for as long as they're needed.
Fox News traveled exclusively aboard a Black Hawk helicopter operated by Samaritan's Purse to areas cut off from civilization, many still without power or running water.
They said they thought they'd never see another person again.
I've been so nervous I couldn't do nothing. Like, it makes me feel sick.
We'd actually lost our home. It was intense. I mean, we didn't ever expect anything like this up here in the mountains, that's for sure.
Now the skies are full of Army Chinook helicopters as the 82nd Airborne continues to mobilize with more soldiers, resources, and supplies for entire communities trying to pick up the pieces. And Brett, as soldiers and FEMA workers and private organizations and volunteers alike all flood this area, hopes of finding any survivors are diminishing, with a death toll that stands now more than 230 across 7 states. Brett?
Brett, thank you. The federal government has been criticized and praised for its response to Hurricane Helene, specifically in North Carolina. Now, FEMA getting ready to work with state officials for yet another major storm in Hurricane Milton in Florida. Tonight, we welcome in Federal Emergency Management Agency Administrator Deanne Criswell, and thanks to FEMA for providing the signal for this interview. Thank you for being here. First to the urgent matter, and that is the hurricane on its way to Florida. What you all are doing on the ground, and how is that looking as far as preparations?
Yeah, Brett, I'm here actually in Tampa right now, and I just met with the mayor of Tampa. I talked with Governor DeSantis yesterday about preparations for this storm. This is a Category 5 storm that is going to be a historic level of impact from the projections we're hearing here in Tampa. We have a lot of staff on the ground, several hundred personnel that have been supporting the Helene response, but another group of individuals that have been here supporting previous hurricanes. They're pivoting a little bit of their work so they can support the immediate needs. But we're moving in additional resources. We're moving in search and rescue teams, Army Corps of Engineers to support generator needs. We're moving in healthcare assessment teams, as well as some of the leadership teams or incident management teams. One right here in Tampa that'll be able to be co-located with the mayor and her staff to communicate any immediate requirements as this storm passes through.
I know you've heard the criticism about North Carolina and some of those towns that are really tough to access, and you have been working with the state government there. Take a listen to a local and a private group and how they're expressing their frustrations.
It's difficult with no power, no water. I'm not seeing FEMA. I don't know if they're here or not.
FEMA, the men and women on the ground, they're doing the best that they can. But FEMA has every priority wrong. They didn't know what to do or where to do it, how to access these mountains. They were turning people away, trying to deliver funds.
So how do you respond to those criticisms?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing, Brett, is it's false. We have been on the ground since before Hurricane Helene hit Florida and before it crossed over North Carolina. And what I would say is just because somebody doesn't see a person in a FEMA shirt doesn't mean that we're not in the area. We have a team located with the state side by side to help them understand their needs and move resources where they're needed. We've moved food and water, and much of what you're seeing delivered by the amazing National Guardsmen across North Carolina are the supplies that we've brought in. The entire federal family is there to support this response. We've been there. We will continue to be there as long as it's needed to make sure we're meeting everybody's needs.
There's a question about funding, and a lot of it developed about something that Secretary Mayorkas said. Here's what he said, and I'll ask you about it.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
So doesn't have the funds to make it through the season. The budget for FEMA is $30.5 billion for FY 2024. So is that an accurate statement that you don't have the funds to make it through the season?
So we have enough funds to absolutely get through the response for this hurricane, as well as the continued response for Hurricane Helene. Our budget, now that we have the CR, I have the full authorization to spend against the president's fiscal year 25 budget, and we will continue to meet the needs of the individuals impacted by these storms. But we don't have enough money to continue throughout the rest of the year. And we went into immediate needs funding earlier in the year to make sure we can do just what we've been doing through Helene, as well as now the preparations for Milton. What I find that we might need to do is in the December, January timeframe, we may have to go back into that immediate needs funding to ensure I always have enough to support life-saving actions.
You know, as you look at the Hurricane Helene federal response and just the timeline, I guess there are people who are questioning after the hurricane makes landfall, after it moves north, Governor Cooper requests major disaster declaration on the 27th. It takes a while for all of that to kick in. Do you think, looking back at that response, that it could have been different looking at the timeline?
Right. You know, these disasters all start and end at that local level. And I've been a local emergency manager. I know what their needs are. And part of being on the ground is being able to listen to them and understand what their concerns are so we can move those resources. We did a pre-landfall emergency declaration for Governor Cooper before the storm hit. That allowed us to move all of those resources into those communities to do the life-saving actions. And the president quickly approved the major disaster declaration so we can support the longer-term needs that this communities, all of its communities are playing.
Last thing, I know I've heard you push back on the characterization that FEMA money is going towards illegal immigrants or helping with that, or that it's taking away from the response for these disaster areas. Can you just explain that to folks? Because there is FEMA money that has been used. It's in a different pot, but it's about $650 million roughly that has been used to help communities with migration efforts.
Yeah, so the Disaster Relief Fund is the fund that we use to respond to disasters. And there has been $0 removed from that fund to support any other activities. The funding that you're talking about was funding that was given to Customs and Border Patrol and then transferred to us to support some of those efforts. But the Disaster Relief Fund, nothing has been taken away from it. It is all going to people that are in need.
And the White House said today it was misinformation to ask why there's money for Lebanon without going back to Congress, but that money for disaster victims will run out if Congress doesn't come back. A lot of, it's technical how you ask for this money and what pot it goes in, but why would that happen?
Well, from the Disaster Relief Fund, again, we've been able to anticipate last year, this year, even going into next year, we are not going to have enough to pay all of the recovery bills because we're right now paying on the COVID reimbursement from the last few years. And so we've been working very closely with Congress to make sure we can continue to pay all of those recovery costs that communities are experiencing. But always, again, me ensuring that I have enough money to support these life-saving activities, that's the most important piece.
Well, we appreciate your time. I know you're busy, and good luck with Hurricane Milton, and we hope the people in North Carolina get the support that they need as well. We thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brett.
Now to our other major story tonight, the one-year anniversary of the Hamas massacre in Israel. It's been called Israel's 9/11. Israeli forces immediately responded, and the war launched that day has expanded to southern Lebanon now and recently to Iran. At the same time, families of those still held hostage cling to hope tonight. We will speak live with Israel's ambassador to the U.S. shortly. We have Fox Team coverage tonight. Brian Yennis in New York looks at the reaction here in the U.S. and elsewhere with vigils, commemorations, and yes, anti-Israel protests. But we begin with senior correspondent Mike Tobin, live from Haifa, Israel. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Brett. 1 year into this war, and Israel took fire on 3 fronts today. A wider war looms, and uncertainty for the loved ones of the hostages stretches into a second year. 1 year since 364 partygoers were massacred at the Nova Music Festival. Candles are lit, tears are shed, and lives remembered.
This is where she was happy in the last her moments, and it was him.
Yuval Karen walks the house where his father was killed, 7 family members kidnapped. The women and children were released. His brother-in-law, Tal, is still held hostage.
It's unbelievable. For 1 year, we have to believe that Tal is alive and will come back to us, because for 1 year, we don't know anything.
As the images of 101 remaining hostages are projected on the wall of the old city, 4 of them American, each face carries a similar story of tragedy and uncertainty. The Israelis protest and demand their government do more. Their government promised to break Hamas.
If Hamas shall up, we will fight back with a force the enemy has never known.
More than 40,000 targets in Gaza hit, more than 40,000 dead. What once was a poor, crowded sub-state is now rubble.
We have lost peace. We have lost everything we have.
Punished for a year, Hamas still fires rockets. A long-range rocket fired from the center of the Gaza Strip reached the Tel Aviv area. Drawn in by Hezbollah rocket fire, Israel is also pounding Lebanon from the air and the ground. With most of their leaders assassinated, Hezbollah's stronghold lies in ruin. Lebanese civilians pay a harsh price.
We've been displaced to the streets, all of us. People are dying of hunger, sitting in the rain and under bombardment. There is no life left for us.
A ceasefire is now considered as far away as it has ever been. And tonight, 4 new towns on the Lebanese border, small towns 17 miles directly behind me, are now closed military zones, a strong indication that the ground operations in Lebanon, South Lebanon, are expanding. Brett?
Mike Tobin, live in Haifa. Mike, thanks. Let's take a closer look tonight at some of the events around the world and here in the U.S., marking the horrific attacks of October 7th. Many featured anti-Israel demonstrations. Correspondent Brian Yennis is in New York Central Park tonight, where a pro-Israel rally is underway.
Today in New York City, anti-Israel protesters mobbed 2 pro-Israel supporters, ripping Israeli flags out of their hands. A year since the October 7 terror attacks on Israel,
October 7 wasn't just another dark day in Jewish history. It was our worst nightmare realized.
the U.S. remains divided from Capitol Hill to college campuses. At Columbia University, pro-Israel supporters displaying photos of the 101 hostages still held captive by Hamas, while nearby, anti-Israel protesters vandalized the City University of New York. Months after campus encampments and thousands of students arrested, a wave of anti-Semitism shows no signs of waning. The ADL reporting more than 10,000 anti-Semitic incidents over the last year nationwide, the most hate crimes ever recorded.
I think that there should be a harder stance in terms of what is peaceful protest and what is just blatant anti-Semitism and calling for the death of an entire nation.
Over the last year politically, the terror attacks and Israel's response to them have been a lightning rod on the left. Activists attacking President Biden and Vice President Harris, calling them Genocide Joe and Killer Kamala.
Our tax money should not go to murder innocent children in Gaza and in Lebanon and the West Bank.
22-year-old Omar Nutra is one of 4 Americans still held hostage by Hamas, today marking a painful and shocking milestone for his parents.
Just a year ago, 45 Americans were murdered. And we're asking, where is the outrage?
Omar Nutra's parents and survivors of the terror attack are speaking here in Central Park at the October 7th commemoration. Guests tonight include New York's top elected officials under the heightened security and surveillance of visible sniper teams. Brett?
Brian Yemis, live in New York. Brian, thanks. Up next, we will talk live with Israel's ambassador to the U.S. about today's anniversary of the Hamas massacre and what comes next. And later, Vice President Harris is stepping out, agreeing to several interviews in coming days. We'll tell you which ones. Peter Ducey has the story.
There are some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. Voya provides tools that help you make the right investment and benefit choices so you can reach today's financial goals and look forward to a more confident future.
Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
What makes us human? Our emotions. Pride, jealousy, fear, anger, shame, revenge.
A bit irrational, isn't it?
Irrational. Check your local listings.
A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving us with a ton of extra My Pillows. But you know what? That's their loss. I'm going to make it your gain. For the first time ever, you get standard classic My Pillows for wholesale prices, only $14.88. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Only $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, I'm going to offer my entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Upgrade to a queen size My Pillow for just $18.88. King size only $1 more. Get my body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use My Pillows for only $9.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on the screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever on TV, including my standard size My Pillow, only $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. We have limited quantities at this price, so limit's going to be 10, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, this is Franklin Graham. Hurricane Helene has just devastated so much of the southeast. There are millions of people without electricity. Homes are destroyed. Roads are gone. Samaritan's Purse is responding, and we need volunteers who are willing to go out into these communities in Jesus' name. We want to be the hands and the feet and the voice of the Lord Jesus Christ in the midst of this storm. Go to SamaritansPurse.org and find out how you can respond. Thank you. God bless.
Theravital Advanced has been such a game changer for me. Theravital Advanced increases your body's own youth hormone, reduces wrinkles, and promotes weight loss. I see such a difference in my skin. I notice fewer wrinkles. My skin looks healthier. It was easier to get lean. I literally shed a few pounds in the first couple of weeks. It does give me that feeling of just being radiantly alive. Theravital Advanced, the #1 anti-aging therapy in America.
Autumn is here. That means if you don't have leaf filter, you're stuck dealing with leaves, debris, all kinds of headaches.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm Ray Sparks from 318 down the street. You did our gutters last year.
The Sparks family. We cleaned, sealed, and installed leaf filter.
Yes, sir, of course. I love you, man. You make me feel so free.
Schedule your free inspection. Call 833 Leaf Filter today or visit leaffilter.com.
Bracing for Hurricane Milton. Ron DeSantis discusses how Florida is preparing. Plus, Luke Combs and Eric Church on the benefit concert for Hurricane Helene. Live tomorrow on Fox and Friends.
1-877 cars for kids. KARS cars for kids. 1-877 cars for kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's Cars for the Kids. They got the quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and tax deduction. 1-877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Things go sideways. Will you be prepared? I want to introduce you to the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. Use the endless free power of the sun to power lights, your TV, medical equipment, even run your fridge. And that's without gas, fumes, or noise. Go to 4patriots.com. You'll get a solar panel included free. Double the capacity, expandable for more power, and more outlets than ever. This is about peace of mind. Get your solar generator and free panel at 4patriots.com.
I like to know what my patients are experiencing to feel how they're feeling. We must see the world through their lens. I believe you can't treat a patient without understanding who they really are.
You see the stuff the rest of us miss. It's a gift.
I choose to walk with my patients, find a path forward when nobody else will.
Brilliant minds Tonight on NBC and Peacock.
People need to want to reach a deal. People need to want to reach a ceasefire.
Bringing out the hostages is urgent, and we've been pleading for them for a year.
And these monsters are holding our boy. It's a deal with the devil, but it's a deal that needs to be cut.
Parents of one of the hostages being held. This on the one-year anniversary of the worst attack in Israel's history. About 1,200 people were killed by Hamas terrorists, 251 taken hostage. Unknown number, maybe 100, still being held today. Joining us now is Israel's ambassador to the U.S., Michael Herzog. Mr. Ambassador, thanks for being here. You hear the families, and I know you've heard them before directly. What's your response to them today on this one-year anniversary?
I met the families, heard the families. We still have 101 hostages in Gaza. Unfortunately, not all of them are alive, and every day that passes by, it's now 365 days that they are held in captivity. And they are in our minds, on our minds, in our hearts, and we have to do everything we can to bring them back home. We've tried, together with the U.S. administration, President Biden put forward a framework for a deal which we accepted, then a bridging proposal which we accepted. Unfortunately, I cannot say that Hamas is in the game. I cannot say that they have accepted either the framework or the bridging proposal. They are still not in a zone of possible agreement, and that is tragic, but we are doing our efforts, everything possible to get a deal.
You have a lot of successes on the military front, going after top targets, Hamas, Hezbollah. The response today fired at Israel. If you look a year back, October 7th, 4,000 rockets fired by Hamas. Today, there were 4. That tells you something. You did also see some incoming from Lebanon and from the Houthis in Yemen.
So let me put what happened over the last year in perspective. We were attacked by Hamas. We were taken off guard by surprise, and we were hit hard to the point of bleeding. And all our enemies in the region, across the globe, when they smelled the blood and sensed vulnerability, they rose to hit us. That's how we found ourselves fighting not only Hamas in Gaza, but the whole Iranian axis. That's how it came to being that Iran, for the first time in history, attacked us directly with massive missile attacks. They always fought through their proxies. So 1 year on, we are turning that tide. We are hitting back. We're back on our feet. We dismantled the Hamas war machine. So today they fired only 4 rockets, unlike 4,000 a year ago. And we are seriously degrading the Hezbollah war machine, their capabilities, their strategic capabilities, and we are weakening the whole Iranian axis.
We have a map of the Israel air campaign in Lebanon, and it is ongoing. The message that you get from the Biden administration, including today from the State Department, seems to be one of caution and take it easy. Take a listen to Matt Miller.
We support their ability to target militants, to degrade Hezbollah's infrastructure, to degrade Hezbollah's capability. But we are very cognizant of the many times in the past where Israel has gone in on what looked like limited operations and has stayed for months or for years. And ultimately, that's not the outcome that we want to see.
Is that the message that you hear from this administration? How do you characterize it?
We have a very close dialogue with the administration about our war efforts to degrade Hezbollah and to fight the whole Iranian axis. Right now, as you know, we were struck by Iran in massive missile attack, nearly 200 missiles fired at Israel. This is really a brazen attack, and we are going to respond. The U.S. administration knows and understands that we are going to respond.
Has that decision been made?
Yes, we are determining what options we'll ultimately choose and what targets we pursue. The administration knows that. And I have legitimate concerns about the possibility of regional integration and ultimately some decision, and that decision will be taken in the coming days.
The Vice President is a piece of this. One of the questions there with the Israeli Prime Minister.
Do we have a real close ally in
I think, with all due respect, the better question is, do we have an important alliance between the American people and the Israeli people? And the answer to that question is yes.
You're the Israeli ambassador to the U.S. Do you read between the lines there?
Nobody
from the
told me
Democratic nominee?
yesterday.
I will say that if we learn something from the past year is that the alliance between the United States and Israel is strong, very strong. It's the storm of this war. And it's an alliance between, not only between the American people and Israeli people, it's an alliance between our governments. And we've done a lot together, and that is the bottom line.
Mr. Ambassador, I know it's a tough day for a lot of Israelis today, and we stand with you. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Up next, tonight's Spotlight contest in our 50 Races in 50 Days series, plus a new media strategy from the Harris campaign.
Why did we choose Safelite? We were loading our SUV when crack. Safelite came right to us, and we could see exactly when they'd arrive. With a replacement we could trust.
Schedule free mobile service at safelight.com.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Did you know Sling has all the election coverage for the best price?
Election coverage for the best price?
Election coverage for the best price?
The best price?
Get election coverage for $40 a month. Sling lets you do that.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
Why are women everywhere choosing Sonobello, the advanced solution for permanent fat removal?
This morning made a new hole in my belt. So that was super exciting.
I saw the results immediately.
It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's best offer of the year.
It will change your life. It did for me.
Call now or go to sonobello.com.
My visiting angel's caregiver has been by my side. I would be lost without her. And my daughter doesn't have to worry about me like she used to. My visiting angel makes sure I'm safe and sound in my own home. She's not just a caregiver. She's essential to me and my family.
Join us in celebrating 25 years of personal home care. Have you ever thought of getting a walk-in tub for you or someone you love? Now is a great time to take a look at getting a SafeStep walk-in tub. With SafeStep's standard heated seat and new fast fill faucet, you can enjoy a nice warm bath up to 20% faster.
SafeStep walk-in tubs are built to maximize safety, so you can stay in your home and enjoy the comforts of bathing again.
Call now to receive 15% off, plus a free shower package.
In the furniture business, things move fast. ZipRecruiter helps us hire qualified candidates who can keep up. We needed a project manager yesterday. We posted a job on ZipRecruiter and had our guy on site in 5 days. He was qualified in every way. ZipRecruiter finds the best candidates for all the jobs. They helped us build our dream team, and they did it fast. Is that too fast for you?
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Fox.
Cueing the music.
If you're feeling out of step with your current big wireless plan,
Switch.
exactly. Switch to Consumer Cellular. They use the same powers as big wireless, so you can Yep, and save up to half for the same reliable nationwide coverage. All the dips, here's your price. Ow, ow, ow. Storm. The plan starting at just $20 and 100% US-based customer service. It's easy to switch to Consumer Cellular.
Look at this city little sailboat. These men of means with their silver spoons eating up the financial favors of the 1%. What would become of them? They discover Robinhood Gold allows others to earn their very liberal rates on idle cash, unlimited deposit bonuses, and handsome retirement cash shape. they would descend into chaos. Merciless chaos.
Sure. This print prints business cards, but we also print these and those. And engrave that. We print your brand on everything so customers can notice you, remember you, and fall in love with you. If you need it, we print it with 25% off for new customers at Vistaprint.com.
At SimpliSafe, we build advanced security sensors and cameras for your whole home, powered by 24/7 professional monitoring and Fast Protect technology, exclusively from SimpliSafe for faster police response. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Come on, you two. Dinner time.
In tonight's 50 Races in 50 Days, we take a look at Nevada's Senate contest. The Real Clear Politics average of polls shows incumbent Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen leading Republican challenger Sam Brown by more than 8 points. Rosen has focused her campaign on what she says are her bipartisan accomplishments. Ads from the first-term senator's campaign tout her efforts lowering prescription drug prices, as well as breaking with Democratic leadership on border security. The Trump-endorsed Brown, a former Army captain, won his party's nomination after falling short in 2022. Brown says Rosen and Vice President Harris have abandoned border security, flooding Nevada and the country with illegal immigrants. The two will meet on the debate stage October 17th. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court denied a Biden administration appeal over a federal emergency abortion requirement in Texas. Justices sided with a lower court ruling that hospitals in Texas can deny terminating certain emergency pregnancies despite the federal requirement if that action would break state law. Vice President Harris, meantime, is slowly emerging from her media cocoon with interviews scheduled on several outlets, most of them considered friendly to the Democratic nominee. Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey has that story tonight.
This week will include the most unscripted appearances for Vice President Harris since President Biden dropped out in July. And a first look at clips shows there aren't always direct answers to direct questions.
Do we have a real close ally in Prime Minister Netanyahu?
I think, with all due respect, the better question is, do we have an important alliance between the American people and the Israeli people? And the answer to that question is yes.
The rest of the week, the vice president has a Univision town hall and stops at The Late Show, The Howard Stern Show, and The View, where President Biden was celebrated in September. According to Politico Playbook, Democrats have begun fretting that Harris's risk-averse, buttoned-up campaign strategy could blow back, a la Hillary Clinton 2016. It's unclear how Hurricane Milton could impact the VP's schedule this week, which begins with solemn events marking the October 7th terrorist attacks for both President Biden, who lit a candle, and Vice President Harris, who planted a tree.
I will restate my pledge to always ensure that Israel has what it needs to defend itself. I will never stop fighting for the release of all the hostages.
Today is also the one-year anniversary of President Biden's transcribed interview with the special counsel Robert Hur, which was a secret at the time but resulted in that report critical of President Biden's memory and brought official attention to questions about the president's acuity, marking the beginning of the end of his re-election bid. Brett?
Peter Ducey, live in the North Lawn. Peter, thanks. Former President Donald Trump marking today's anniversary of the October 7th massacre in Israel by attending an event at this hour in Miami. The Republican nominee has said Israel's existence is being threatened at this time. Congressional correspondent Aisha Hasni is in Miami tonight.
Former President Trump reading a Jewish prayer at the graveside of revered Rabbi Schneerson in Queens this afternoon as he meets with Jewish leaders and remembers the victims of the October 7th attacks.
It's going to work out. We're going to make it work out.
The GOP ticket is courting Jewish voters disillusioned by Democrats who are divided on support for Israel. Trump warning voters Israel will cease to exist if Vice President Harris wins.
I will end the chaos in the Middle East and I will prevent World War III.
Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, also marking the day at a rally in the nation's capital, calling on Hamas to give up arms and slamming Harris for not yet freeing the remaining hostages.
Vice President Harris, our message is bring them home. Use your authority to help bring them home. We can do it. We just need real leadership.
According to a recent Pew poll, Harris leads Trump among the Jewish vote. Trump heads back to the battleground trail this week after a triumphant return to Butler, Pennsylvania, this time with billionaire Elon Musk, 3 months after a would-be assassin nearly took Trump's life.
People didn't know I was alive. We're not. And then when I did the fist pump, everybody realized, and they're screaming, USA, USA. It was the craziest day. It was a crazy time.
And Brett, some really important news tonight out of the swing state of North Carolina, where early voting begins next week. Today, the State Board of Elections there decided to modify in-person early voting locations and also Election Day precinct voting locations for residents in 13 counties hit by Hurricane Helene. The first step to try to help these folks get to the ballot box a little bit easier. Right.
Big deal for North Carolina. I should thank you. Surging oil prices and rising Treasury yields sent stocks down today. The Dow lost 399. The S&P 500 was off 55. The Nasdaq fell 214. Watch those oil prices. A federal judge has granted preliminary approval to a nearly $3 billion legal settlement that would allow colleges to pay athletes. The order sets a timeline for a deal, enabling the athletes to begin making claims later this month. A final hearing is scheduled for next April. The deal would allow the biggest schools to have a pool of about $21.5 million in the first year to distribute to athletes via a revenue sharing plan. Players would still be able to cut name, image, and likeness deals with outside groups. Up next, the world marks 1 year since the Hamas massacre in Israel. We'll discuss it and the politics of the moment with the panel next.
Can the Reva support your brain health?
Mary, Janet, hey.
Eddie, no, Fraser, Frank. Frank? Brad, how are you? Brad.
Support up to 7 brain health indicators, including memory. When you need to remember Nariva.
At Harbor Freight, we design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Save even more at our parking lot sale this weekend.
A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving us with a ton of extra MyPillows. But you know what? That's their loss. I'm going to make it your gain. For the first time ever, you get standard classic MyPillows for wholesale prices. Only $14.88. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Only $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, I'm going to offer my entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Upgrade to a queen size MyPillow for just $18.88. King size only $1 more. Get my body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use MyPillows for only $9.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on the screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever on TV, including my standard size MyPillow, only $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. We have limited quantities at this price, so limit's going to be 10, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Things go sideways. Will you be prepared? I want to introduce you to the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. Use the endless free power of the sun to power lights, your TV, medical equipment, even run your fridge. And that's without gas, fumes, or noise. Go to 4patriots.com. You'll get a solar panel included free. Double the capacity, expandable for more power and more outlets than ever. This is about peace of mind. Get your solar generator and free panel at 4patriots.com.
Problems with gray hair? Not anymore. With the new Alpecin Gray Attack, an easy-to-use shampoo for darker and thicker-looking hair day by day. Fight for your hair with the new Alpecin Gray Attack. Available at Amazon.
Gusto is the #1 choice for small business payroll. It's fast. It's trusted. It's a great value.
And when it comes to running your business, it's the best choice you can make. Get started for free at gusto.com.
We're excited to do business with you, but before we sign, I gotta ask.
Sure, anything.
We searched you online, and maybe you can explain this?
Can't believe that garbage is still coming in. That is so false.
Frustrated with your online search results? Call Reputation Defender today to join tens of thousands who've improved their online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 1-877-866-8555.
Tonight, at the site where he almost lost his life, go inside Donald Trump's return to Butler, Pennsylvania. Laura gives you exclusive rally access and goes one-on-one with the former president only on the Ingram Angle.
Steiner Green and Finer got me a settlement which was completely life-changing. One of the biggest blessings I could ever wish for.
Call Steiner Green and Finer, 1-800-561-1111.
You can walk into any store in Florida and buy a beer, but you'll be locked up for buying marijuana. It's actually safer than alcohol, but the government treats it totally different. It doesn't make sense. Amendment 3 will legalize marijuana for adults. Safe, lab-tested, and from a store, not the street. It's time to give responsible adults the freedom to make their own choices. Vote yes on Amendment 3.
Get the facts at yeson3.com. Vote yes on Amendment 3.
I'm car accident injury attorney Jared Blakely from Blakely Law Firm, and I'd like to speak to you today about an important issue: car safety for our pets. These are my dogs, Cujo and Lady, and I'm going to demonstrate how I keep them safe in my car. So the way I do it is booster seat, strapped safely to the car seat, dog in his harness, strapped in to the booster seat. Remember, always keep your pets restrained in the back seat and never leave them in the car unattended. If you're injured in a car accident, call 1-800-602-5000.
Steiner Green and Finer won my case, and I got $300,000.
Involved in a car accident? Call Steiner Green and Finer, 1-800-561-1111.
We're stuck in October 7th until every one of our hostages is home.
Just a year ago, 45 Americans were murdered. And we're asking, where's the outrage?
I can't believe it's been a year. In certain ways, it's really felt like one long day because we're living inside of the aftermath. I'm also thinking of the war for civilization because I think it's no more and no less than that. And I think that that is what began on October 7th and what is still unfolding today.
Some poignant thoughts today on this one-year anniversary. As you look at the New York Post front page today, bring them home, remembering the hostages still held. The Wall Street Journal editorial board, the lessons of October 7th a year later, the only path to a ceasefire and a broader Middle East peace is Israel victory over Iran and its terror network. As for the U.S., October 7th is a reminder that Americans can't withdraw from the Middle East and assume we can avoid its menace. Iran is bent on America's destruction as much as it is on Israel's. The Jewish state is the front line of the West, and we can't let it lose. With that, let's bring in our panel. Washington Post columnist, American Enterprise Institute senior fellow Mark Thiessen, Josh Grashower is a Fox News radio political analyst, and Axios political reporter Steph Kite. Mark, Mary Weiss was really poignant there as she looks back. It is amazing what we've seen, and it's still 365 days later going on.
And this is Iran restrained without a nuclear weapon. Imagine what Iran with a nuclear weapon would do to this region. So, I mean, October 7th was one of the biggest intelligence failures in modern history. And since then, Israel has had some of the greatest intelligence successes in modern history. The operation taking out those Hezbollah leaders with walkie-talkies and exploding pagers. They've taken out two top leaders of Hamas, including one in an IRGC compound. They've taken out 2/3 of Hezbollah's rockets and most of its leadership. They've hit the Houthis, taking them out after the and they defeated a massive Iranian strike on Israel. Bibi's getting close to near Churchill status in terms of his decisiveness in taking on this threat, and we need to stand by him.
Seth, I've mentioned to the Israeli ambassador that the messaging from the administration has been one of caution a lot of times. And you heard Vice President Harris's answer to 60 Minutes about not a specific ally of the Prime Minister, but the Israeli people. I wonder how that plays politically.
Look, I mean, it's clear that this has been one of the, if not the defining event of this election cycle. It's something that has revealed deep divisions within the Democratic Party. And it's something that both President Biden and Vice President Harris have really struggled to find any kind of messaging on. Every time they talk about this, they're trying to walk a line here. They're trying to show support for Israel on one hand, while also distancing themselves from the prime minister and trying to pacify the further left part of their party that is very angered by the U.S. support of Israel. And we continue to see that kind of careful wording from Harris as she's running for president now. I think it was very notable that she was not willing to say that she sees the Israeli prime minister as a real ally. And it goes to show, looking at the steps Israel has taken, in contrast to what President Biden has been asking them to do, it's clear that the U.S.'s influence there has been waning, and Biden is not any closer to a hostage deal, which has been his only solution.
Yeah, one of the questions that the Whitaker asked was, are they listening to you? And the message coming back was kind of no. If we look at the Real Clear Politics average of polls, it's essentially, Josh, where it was. 48.9 to 46.8. This is the average of recent polls. And then you look at the battleground states, and basically they're all within the margin of error. This issue, though, does seem to move some parts of both parties.
Yeah, as Steph said, this is an issue that divides the Democratic Party, and it's a faction of the Democratic base, a far-left faction. You saw the footage at Columbia University and other college campuses on October 7th, people holding terrorist slogans on posters. The Democratic Party has decided that they want to essentially indulge that faction instead of outright rejecting it. And that's why you see this very awkward balance. Now, I will say, like, you listen to the president, the vice president today, they offered a very heartfelt note of sympathy to the victims. They've been, on policy, I think, very supportive of Israel's right to defend itself. But there's been this caution against escalation. There's been a pandering to the campus protesters, the anti-Israel activists within the party. And that's really created a huge political dilemma. And it could make a difference in those elections.
Even as Netanyahu is having, to Mark's point, these military wins that have increased his popularity back in his country. Meantime, here in this country, dealing with the aftermath of Helene in North Carolina, those images are still really tough to look at for some of those communities that haven't been reached. And we're getting ready for Hurricane Milton in Florida. Here is Peter Doocy in the briefing room about funding and FEMA and questions.
The administration has money to send to Lebanon without Congress coming back. But Congress does have to come back to approve money to send to people in North Carolina. Do I have that right?
People want to do disinformation, misinformation, which is dangerous.
There's not enough money right now for people in North Carolina. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir. Yes, misinformation. I just mentioned
inside, Olivia.
more than $200 million to folks who are impacted in the area.
My boo-boo. You've got something's happening. But then I had the FEMA director on, trying to explain, and in fact, they will have to go back to Congress before the end of the year. They say they have the money now. Don't be afraid to ask for help. But because of how it's different buckets and how they deal with the money, they will have to have another appropriation from Congress, which is pretty interesting. If you think about Lebanon getting funding today.
No, it's true. So they seem to be able to write a check to foreign governments or to foreigners when there's a crisis, but they always have to come back to Congress when there's a domestic crisis. I mean, look, the Ukraine and Taiwan and Israel funding was a supplemental. What they're saying is they're going to have to get a supplemental at some point to replenish the pot of money that they have existing. But when Americans look and see, look, I'm a huge supporter of Ukraine. But when Americans see $750 for people in North Carolina.
Oh shit! Now you upgrade about fucking time.
They start, it undermines support for vigorous American leadership in the world.
Yeah, they point out that's the start of the checks, more to come. And she's going to draw down on the FY25 budget to pay for everything staff. But it is an issue, quickly.
It is. And this raises the question again. Congress has tried to provide more funding for FEMA in the past. And actually, there was a discussion right before they broke about adding additional funding for disaster relief for FEMA, which ultimately went nowhere.
We'll follow it all. Up next, we go live to the Florida Gulf Coast, where residents are being urged to get out of this monster hurricane that heads their way.
You have time. If you haven't decided to evacuate, you can decide now and still do it. Heed the calls. Understand this is a really powerful storm right now.
Memory and thinking issues keep piling up. It may seem like normal aging, but could be due to a buildup of amyloid plaques in the brain. The sooner you talk to your doctor, the more options you may have. Learn more at amyloid.com.
At Verizon, every phone can be the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. Wow, phones are going to be flying to Verizon. At Verizon, new and existing customers can get iPhone 16 Pro on a tax-rated any phone in any condition. Only on Verizon.
After lunch month, the solar flare added a 25th hour to the day. This is wondering what should we
I'm
do?
thinking you like power.
Anything can change the world of work. From HR to payroll, ADP designs for the next anything.
Lumina Whitening Toothpaste gives you 3 benefits in one toothpaste. Healthy enamel, healthy gums, and white teeth. This is my #1 hack for healthier and brighter teeth and gums. Best toothpaste ever. Find Lumino toothpaste at a Walmart and Target.
Hi, I'm Jill, and this is my story.
Oh, she's a 16. Oh,
damn. My phone's almost 200 times, and I have had 11 surgeries. What I do at that time, I learned to bike ride, climb, race, and I'm learning how to stand and walk. But I can only do all of this because of generous people like you and Shriners Hospitals for Children.
Because of people like you, Shriners Hospitals for Children has helped more than 1.3 million kids just like me, regardless of their family's ability to pay.
Shriners Hospitals for Children is only able to provide this world-class, life-changing medical care because of the generous gifts of people just like you.
Because of you, I can ride my bike. I can play basketball.
Because of people like you, I can run.
I can smile. When you give today, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a gift and a reminder of the love you gave to a kid just like you. Thank you. Thank you.
Gracias.
Please call or go online now. If operators are busy, please call again or give right away at loveshriners.org.
A heart attack? Do they have life insurance?
No,
But we have life insurance. John,
I'm trying to find something we can afford.
Fortunately, in only a few minutes, SelectQuote found John a $500,000 policy for only $29 a month, and his wife Ann a $500,000 policy for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs
at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
I'm not really interested. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm a little nervous.
Do you tell me when it happens or? Did he just leave?
Come on, bring it back.
If he smells this good,
He's got my attention.
Use the promo code to get 25% off.
Bring him back, please. I love to travel. I've been to Easter Island, the Galapagos, Morocco, India, and the first item that I pack is my balance of nature. It's been amazing.
Get 35% off your first set when you use discount code Fox News.
Quince has been my best kept secret. I love luxury at affordable prices. I want to dress down but still look amazing. They have it. If you need jewelry, they have it. I get so many compliments. The whole outfit, one-stop shop. Get $20 off your first purchase at quince.com.
Fox weather alert now. The Florida Gulf Coast preparing for what could be a massively destructive hurricane. Milton has now strengthened to Category 5 status, featuring 180 miles per hour winds. Robert Ray of Fox Weather is